There we go. I do believe we are live. So, I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution. Another opportunity for us to behold how beautiful it all is. Yesterday, we had like a moment, just a light moment, talking about aesthetics, about the aesthetics of rocks. Technically, we didn't talk about that at all, technically, but it was one of the things that was said. And it made me think about just this concept of aesthetics, this concept of beauty, right? How I can say that flower is beautiful, and I can say life is beautiful. And what I mean is different depending on which object or subject I project onto, right? A beautiful flower can be subjective. Maybe it has a nice color, maybe it has beautifully fresh looking petals, maybe it has contrast, maybe it has texture, right? And those things can be beautiful. But when I say life is beautiful, it's a little bit more complicated, right? Because life is also the tiger jumping on the helpless animal, right? Life is also a snake choking something out. Life is also poisonous creatures poisoning their prey, venomous creatures poisoning their prey. It's not venoming their prey, right? Life is very vast, and I feel especially these days there is more and more. What's the word I'm looking for? Instances. Instances could be a way to see it, but it's more like I think instances could be a way to use it. Moments. Essentially, like there seems to be a increase in the ratio of moments in the collective that people seem to be hopeless, that people seem to hate life as it is, that people seem to not have that much hope for what the future holds. And it does break my heart. That it does. Big old heartbreaks. Big old heartbreaky breaky. However, Riley Schweepers, however, I also do believe that it can be seen as beautiful. And I wonder if that is something that we need to do aesthetically, right? For example, if I spend a day going and looking at rocks, and I find those rocks beautiful, Gamer King, I find myself feeling better at the other side of that day, right? So it goes to say, at least in my mind, that looking at beautiful things doesn't have to be rocks, brings more beauty into you. Seeing more beauty begets more beautiful of an experience for you to have. Right? And I do believe that. Right? Today's vibe that I'm trying to portray to all of us and to myself is that life becomes more beautiful when you think it is. As in, if you think this thing, this person, this flower, this rock is beautiful, and you can see, you can feel that beauty into this thing that you're looking at, you, you are the one that's beautiful. You become more beautiful for seeing. What's your favorite color in nature? I'm wearing it now. Not on me, but around me. It's green. I do like myself some greens. Dude, Sam, bless ya. Sam saying, Seth heard your voice just now and started smiling. So why, dude? A baby hears me voice and starts smiling. That's pretty wholesome, yo. What can I say? I'm imagining that scene from Megamind where the Metro Man has that whole scene of the babies that he juggles. Was he juggling babies? I don't know. But that's the scene that I get in my mind. It's like, yeah, I could I could totally juggle babies and they'd still keep smiling. Sam starts to hold on to her child like keep him away from that psycho. What's up, Gamer King? Beautiful blue skies. I'm feeling good. How about you? What's your favorite animal? Uh the chameleon. I really like chameleons. Their weird handsies, their spiral tails, their ability to shift crystals so that they can change color. Their bone-mounted tongue launchers. Yeah, I think that's the right way to say it. Bone-mounted tongue launcher. Yeah, their articulating eyeballs can look in different directions. Freaking chameleons! How cool! Cool animal, right? It's a pretty cool animal. What do you do in YouTube? I do this for the most part. Sometimes I'll dance a little bit. I've danced with some shorts. Sometimes I wanted to say sometimes I'll make a video, but that's like really sometimes. Like big times, and then emphasis on the song. Jovan, bro, Uncle Melt is the thing that makes me very happy. Joe said, dude, Sam, I'm so excited for Seth to meet Uncle Melt. It's so flippity flap and wild to think that it's likely to happen within the year. That is pretty bonkers. Not only that, but Joe's sister is also having a baby soon. To be born very soon. So I'll get to be Uncle. I'll actually become Uncle Melt. That is how it works, right? Yeah, I'll be an uncle, a fishery. I thought I would only become uncle when my siblings start having children, but alas, I am ready to be uncle now. I'll be a freaking cool uncle. I'll be the coolest. Uncle Melt's gonna be so cool. Uncle Melt, you can tell your problems to, and he won't judge you. Yeah. Yeah. He'll give you good life advice, and you'll feel uh, hope for the future. Yeah. Bless, dude, bro. Uncle Melt is a thing that makes me very happy. Lord joining us saying, hey there, how's everyone doing? Our boy is back in the ICU, basically unresponsive since 2 days. I don't really know what's going on at the moment, and are running tests. Hendrik Brotanas, if you're in the cyber cosmic conscious space within which everything is contained, your body needs you. It's still here, bro. You gotta go and pilot the meat suit. We want you using your fingies to tippy tappy on screens. We want to see Hendrik Bosse in chat. Let it be so, universe. I do gaming videos, challenge, push up, singing videos on my YouTube channel. Nice. Push ups are really good for you. Singing is using yourself as an instrument. Playing games can be a good release. Plush. Plush? Did I read plush as push up? I don't know what plush means. Plush videos. Now I'm suddenly scared. Do you explain your philosophy? Do not explain your philosophy, embody it. Yeah, as you do. I do think that is the most authentic way of being. Jeeps Lutz sending Hendrik all of those love hints to heal him. I'm like not even reading the message properly. My mind is distraught. Goodness, sending Hendrix and all those who love him healing healthy lovins. May his body catch up on the rest that he's been deserving. And he have all the kinds of wacky tales to tell. Bless you. Thank you for recommending that love too. Your pani puri ready table? Come Melt. I don't know what pani puri. Maybe that sounds like food. You want some pani puri? Do you know what pani puri is? Of course. I'll have to do it the old school way. Pani puri. Yeah, it is a food. I was right. Does sound like food, doesn't it? Want some pani puri? Pani puri is a popular Indian street food consisting of hollow, crispy puri, deep fried bread filled with a mixture of flavored water. Ah, most of you friends probably have left. I hope that the computers melt. I think you pooped. Yeah, I did. It was my Wi-Fi actually that just suddenly was like, oh yeah, I like how I was doing that thing where I Wi-Fi, and now I'm done. Good day, sir. Was nice Wi-Fiing that one time I did it. There we go. I am connected here now. It says. Let's hope that I don't just lose connection again. I really am hoping that this thing is still working. I'm gonna exit out here again, and then come back one more time. There we go. The doctors are running tests now. Please keep us updated. We miss him. His grandparents were there 2 days ago. They said all he did was smile, basically, since the evening. And since that day, he's completely unresponsive. James. Thank you for letting us know, bro. Like, this feels. I mean, I guess there's no, like, good timing for something like this to happen, is there? Yeah. Love is true. Yay! Yeah, huzzah to having Wi-Fi. Like, there is no cell reception here either right now. So even if I
Yeah,
want,
huzzah to having Wi-Fi. Like there is no.
here we are. Here we are. Adam Adamson. Why does the Wi-Fi always act up on a Wednesday? Good question. Oh, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes. I legit, like, no jokes even. The concept of a day of the week today literally escaped my brain. Where's the dancing? We're back. We're back. Like, I'm not even joking. Today, like, the way that I've been, it's literally like days of the week was not a part of my frame of reference. Right? If everybody suddenly had to forget that there was days of the week, I would have just continued on like everything's normal. All of us realizing it's Wiggly Wednesday at the same time. Love is true. That is pretty wild. Guess I'll go and have to get a speaker after this, wouldn't I? I think so. I do think so. It would be time for us to make move. To make move and make dance. To make like fire in my pants. To make like we've always been the same. Wiggly Wednesday, Dance Day, Wiggle Wednesdays, or what? Yeah, exactly. Usually, not yeah, usually. Like this has become norm that on Wednesdays we dance. On Wednesdays we make a little bit of a dance. We make a little bit of a move it, move it. You know what I mean? And today is that day. But it slipped my mind that there is such a thing as a weekday. It's just today to me. Every day. Every day is today to me. Never has it not been today in my life. So sure, it helps to be like Mondays and Wednesdays, but I'm more locked in on the actual time of day than I am on the time of the week. It is nice to be here with you, friends. Thank you for joining me. Wonder if I've missed some. I'm really scared at the moment. Lutz, I can feel you, Brown. I don't know if this is helpful advice, but my mind is going down the rabbit hole of like, there's nothing that we can do right now. He is in the right place for him, getting better in the place where better could be gotten. And all we can do on this side of the veil, if you will, is hold space for him. And when he comes back, we'll be there to meet him lovingly. Mel's, how's some advice, please? I know I'm being stringed along, yet I continue to provide more string. Yeah. How about that, Adam? I don't know if that was advice asked, technically. I feel like I would need more context as well. Part of me wants to know how long. How long have you been getting stringed along? That's a big part. Uh, let's start there. That's a good place to start. If it's been days, I get it. If it's been weeks, I kind of get it. If it's been months, I'm starting to lose it. If it's been years, you've lost it. Do let me know. Good old Adam Adamson. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So it says, yeah, I know, but my mind keeps wandering circles back to the situation. I can't help it. Without my meditation, I would go crazy right now. I never had that emotional strings, sittings, like in the last week. Yeah, feeling powerless, I think, is one of the biggest things that is very emotionally distressing. That's because it's one thing to feel emotional and to be able to direct that emotion to a task or some way of trying to make our world better, trying to solve some sort of problem. But when it comes to the medical world and human bodies, it is a miracle that we even get to have the help we do right now. Your love for your friend is not something that goes wasted. I wish I could have like just a phone and a tripod there next to him. Do some Wiggle Wednesday with him and mine. Sending so many blessings. Been a while, but she keeps entertaining me just the right amount. With part is I know she's just entertaining me. Yeah, well, in that way, right? Maybe Adam Adamson, this would be the advice I'd given. From the perspective of the information you've given me, if this person is providing you entertainment, then you should see it as such. And you should see it as an opportunity or the loss thereof, right? Because every single second you spend being entertained when what it is you're looking for is love, then that is every single second you won't be able to pursue it. And this is my own projection, but I can also imagine if this person sees you pursuing someone else, that probably would be a problem as well, right? So it's this weird juxtaposition like even if you found someone while having this person in your life that's been stringing you along, they're not necessarily going to help the situation, and them being in your life also isn't, right? I'm not the type of person to advocate for cutting off friendships, but I think it is important for us to respect ourselves and our boundaries. That's a big one for me too. That's the best of advice I can give you, Adam Adamson. Now I shall dance like someone who's at Burning Man, as some people say. All right. Ah, yes, have some emotional and relationship advice, and then watch me dance like I'm at a festival. Yeah, only on the MeltMore space. I'm confident in saying that. Oh, I just dropped the microphone here on the floor. Let me bring you with me. Sure. My lower back has been really sensitive for a while. I've been doing extra yoga about it, but it still is sensitive. It's less sensitive. Hej Cesar! Zaj, ni ve pieprkraše. Nice. Looks pretty. Are we dancing here? Is this where we're dancing? Part of me wants to kind of dance here. This feels a little bit more level too. Yeah, we'll do that. Wonder if it's gonna be better sound here up against the wall. Chicka chicka. Self-respect. That's the best advice. Thanks, dude. You got this, bro. Love is true. I know that you'll find someone that appreciates you, loves you, and respects you. Know and respect your boundaries. Yo, on the same fractal as me. I love that. And if you feel those being unregarded, then know when to cut back and eventually cut losses. If it's okay where it's at, then be there and embrace it with no attachment to any certain outcome. So, so many wise words. Thank you, Joe, for adding them too. Adam, I hope they help you. Mom needs to use the restroom. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. We'll probably come back to some wildness. I'm going to connect this machine, this computer, connect to Bluetooth speaker. Makes a sound to tell me it did. I love that. I want my technologies to have small little voices. Small little. And then I can like computer speak with them. Watch me being like so that crazy guy that talks to his technology. All right, it's been connect to Mosod. I wonder if I'm gonna just like do this. Is that gonna be the dance setup? I had trouble with the wide last time. Yeah, I think this is the same frame. I didn't like that. Me flipping back and forth between my lenses was like, how about I crash now? Oh, let's try that again. I think this gets most of it in shot. Might be a little bit close, but it is what it is. Heart like a stone. Is that what I want to listen to? I don't think so. No. No. Part of me wants to hit this button. Oh, but it's too fast. But it does change. I have this button called Start Station that allows me to almost like play a radio station as if it had that song as inspiration. I think that's how it works. And it's given me a few suggestions, and I have a sneeze incoming. Bless me. And bless you. Thank you for being here again. Yeah, I see it's suggesting suggestions. Yeah. None of them particularly speak to me. Let's see if there's any new stuff. Ooh, a new Ritter track. Is that right? New Jilax track. New Crazy Box track too. I do like Jilax's music. It's 1 hour old. This song has only been played a total of 40 times. No, well, 39 times. This is gonna be the 40th time. Yeah, we're totally listening to this. I don't know if it's any good, but we'll find out together. This track is 23 hours old. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's dance.
Do my thing, throw some money on, make it rain, stop. I'm going big, if you can't come, that's fine, my main drop. I'm going in, it's so loud, it's in my skin, and then my beat, do what you want when you're here with me. Do my thing, follow some money, I'll make it rain, stop. I'm going big, and if you can't come, that's fine by me. Drop, I'm going in, bass so loud, it's in my skin, drink, and then repeat. Do what you want, but you with me. Watch, do my thing, follow some money, I'll make it rain, stop. I'm going big, and if you can't come, that's fine by me. Drop, I'm going in, bass so loud, it's in my skin, drink, and then repeat. Do what you want, but you with me. Watch, do my thing, follow some money, I'll make it rain, stop. I'm going big, and if you can't come, that's fine by me. Drop. It's a lot to my skin, and then I need to let you when you're with me.
Woo! That was a lot. Okay. Why are you stopping? Machine. I tell you not to stop. Yeah, we get back to it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna have this on me. Oh. That's a bad place to stop. We got one more time. Maybe one that comes on random. What did I want? Sounds sick. Sounds so cool. This is not one of my leg tracks. Oh, it's a caps lock track though. I do know the artist. It's gonna be cool. One more. Stop. I didn't say so. Connect. Bro, like 5 seconds time. Is that best life I can do? Please, please, sir, Wi-Fi's. Have some mercy on me. Come on. Come on. Just let me finish the track. If I was frozen. Ideally, it's better again. One of these days, our internet worries will be null and void. We will live in a world where the internet works. Africa has been Africa, yo. Holy shit. Holy shit, Africa. Why are you gonna be like that? Why are you gonna be like that? And yet still it's beautiful. That is technically what we're talking about today. Right? It's still beautiful. Despite the fact that it's broken. Maybe broken is a bad way to say it. Wi-Fi is playing tricks on all of us. Aliens. Yeah, okay. See if I can load some comments. Is it working again? I'm 35, but I'm not gonna Corrected lady. I am so far outside of my body right now. I need to regather myself. Mm. 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 I'm trying to boost the VO2 max in my bloodstream. Mm. Mm. Expired. Mama G sounds like a hood. I now officially have the travel bug. Welcome, Nancy. I'm guessing you did. Go and see. Maybe something happened. Tell us about it. Hey, we got a fish. A Thea again. I saw you here yesterday. It's nice to have you here again today, dear friend. Bless you. We just finished dancing, so I'm a little discombobulated, trying to gather myself back into my body. Tomorrow I'll be 28, but she still treats me like I'm 12 sometimes, especially when I try to argue. Especially, bro, became a honeybee for a moment. Now I'm imagining myself as honeybee. Oh man. And I just see these gorgeous, absolutely iridescent, shining like gems on the ground flowers, and I get to like, and I get to like those flowers. I was just trying to say I'm trying to be in this body, not trying to be inside some bee somewhere. My mom went up and left her phone, as they do sometimes. You should be grateful for your mom. Love her as much as you can. Melt met someone from South Africa at the lesbian. At the Lisbon. At the Lisbon train station. I had a nice conversation. Stop making fun of me. Stop laughing. It's not that funny. Oh, bless. Had a nice conversation. Nancy. Those moments are special. Right? Suddenly something becomes awakened inside of ourselves. We want to experience more. Got photos. Trip was great, except for Porto. Cities in Spain and Portugal were blazing. I see why people like the Netherlands and Norway. It's gorgeous. Went there for Godson's wedding. So much blessed, Nancy. Makes me happy to hear these things. Internet. So much love. Man, I think that the stream is kind of back. At the very least, you friends made the most of it. Very Wolf, bless you, friends. Nice having you here too. Joe, not first international trip, but and was traveling with a friend. That's nice. Yeah, it does help to travel with people too. It is nice to travel alone in some aspects, right? You get to be very independent of discomfort. By what I mean, when you're traveling alone, you can kind of be like, oh yeah, this is uncomfortable, but I can psych myself out or psychologically cope with being uncomfortable. For example, maybe you're traveling and you, let's say, for example, all of the affordable accommodation was all booked out and you didn't want to splurge extra because it was already like 10 p.m. when you got into the city and you knew you didn't want to spend $200 or whatever on like one night just to like be out by 8 a.m. the next morning again or whatever, right? So you're like you bargain with yourself and you go, oh, I might as well like sleep in the train station or in the bus station or something, and you can kind of like negotiate with yourself, be like, oh, that's gonna be pretty uncomfortable, but it'll save me $200 tonight, and that sounds kind of worth it to me. I can cope with that. Where as soon as you have another person with you, now that kind of negotiations go differently, because it's one thing to be okay for a night with discomfort, it's not necessarily for you to assume that the other person is going to be okay with that as well. And that is where it becomes a little bit tricky to have other people traveling with you. I've always traveled with friends and enjoyed it up until the last year, and now I just want to go solo everywhere. Less. It is fun, especially with the freedom of time, right? Again, like that discomfort measure goes for pretty much everything. Like the accommodation is just like the macrocosm. The microcosm of that is what people like spending their time on, where people aren't necessarily aligned with how they want to spend their time. Like maybe one person wants to, you know, watch TV, and the other person wants to go, you know, and see the little creek or the river or whatever, right? And they're together on the vacation. Suddenly, you have to consider, right? Is it going to be more comfortable to just stay at home and do TV watching? Probably. Is it going to probably have some discomfort, some wet getting, going to the river? Maybe, right? But if there's an alignment or a disalignment with where people want to go, that can also create some tension in the whole vacation fractal. Comforts. Comfort, considering other people's comforts. I have a question. Ask away. I like answering questions. Bro, where are you right now? I'm in Africa, South Africa, specifically. Bye. Bless. Was nice having you here. Yeah, I'm gonna do some Northern and Southern California trip solo. Not the same as being in another country, true, but still, right? Again, just the being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Getting into that flow for a little bit, allowing ourselves that space to do something is nice. It is definitely an experience to just be in the world. I'm going through all of the instances that I've had. That is an experience. It's not so much fun to me when I'm going to like human places. In other words, like malls, for example. But going to the park, for example, and just like roaming the park and spending time in that silence and spending time with your own thoughts, clearing your mind. Some things maybe I can connect it with like being alone can be beautiful too. Yeah. Finding beauty in all things, knowing that that beauty is you. We have been here for an hour, but this thing has not been streaming for that long with the Wi-Fi outages we've had. I am ready to show you friends some flower. Best trip ever was a train ride through Canada. 5-day trip. It was the best ever. You probably met some cool people on that 5-day trip. I guess you have to. All right, like there's only so many times you can walk past a person and ignore them. California has so much to experience. I just know you'll enjoy the heck out of your independence, man. So much love. Prairie, that sounds wonderful. It really does. I haven't been on much trains myself. I think I've only had like 2 train rides in my life. I've been on airplanes more than I've been on trains, which is a weird dichotomy. But we do not have proper infrastructure here in South Africa. And the infrastructure that we got relatively recently, I've only used like those 2 times that I've been on trains. Most people, if they can, like to go where they're going with a car. It's nice to be able to get on trains, but it's hard to get to where you're going. So there's like still like Ubers and stuff happening in between as well. Definitely appreciate the weather here. Yeah, I think people say it's like very similar weather to South Africa. If I ask Kapitia, who's going to be faster? Yeah. Is California and South Africa's weather relatively similar? Yes, California and South Africa has surprisingly similar weather in many regions, especially when you compare coastal California with coastal parts of South Africa. So yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, South Africa. South Africa is nice. Your friends should definitely come and see us here. We're looking forward to Jo coming soon again. She's like 79 days away. I'm doing a local train ride on a steam engine. They arrange a train robbery for the charity on a horseback. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. That does sound really cool. I won't lie, Prairie Wolf. That does sound like an absolute hoot, if I might say so myself. I still want to show you the flower and then read you a poem and then say you a goodbye. Here is yesterday's flower for your eyes to witness, for yourself to see. Yeah, man, coastal California was great weather. Other parts can get really warm. South Africa can get really warm sometimes as well. Not too many days until Joe's back in South Africa, it's true. And not too many days until I'm in America either. And you have that for a fractal. Be blessed, all my friends. Hendrik, if you're here, sending healing vibes. Prairie Wolf, thank you for sending healing vibes to Hendrik. He needs all of the good vibes that he can get them. You see them creatures. Joe with her heart eyes always melting my heart. So look at that little creature. Little owl. That's a different one. Yeah, it does have a different vibe to it. Especially from far away. It makes you feel something. I think like this line feels very crisp in a way where it's like so defined. Has a way of popping a little bit. All right, now for read. She'll do so. Is it gonna load now? Yeah, 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 yeah. What we hold. This poem is called. What do you hold right now? Maybe it's a phone. Maybe it's infinite potential. Maybe it's a rock. All right, realizing how much there can be as a spectrum. What we hold. We are the kind who stop for rocks, not because they shine or break into something useful, but because they are a shape in the dust, a weight older than names, a silence that never needed us to listen. Yet we do. We kneel beside them, turn them in our palms, thumb the edges worn smooth by time. We'll never know. We are not fast, not the strongest, not the ones with claws or wings, but we notice. We see a stone half buried in the earth and call it beautiful. We feel the shape of a mountain and know it is speaking even in the voice, even if the voice takes centuries to hear. We look not to own, but to understand. And that is power, not the kind that conquers, but the kind that connects, the kind that says, we don't have to move or grow or give to matter. We just have to be. We are the kind who find the spirit of time in the bones of the earth, who see wonder in what makes, to see wonder in what asks nothing of us. And maybe this is what makes us what we are. Not speed, not fire, not invention, but reverence, stillness, the gift of our gaze, giving freely, held gently, left behind, like a blessing. I appreciate the way you friends bless me with your presence. It really is beautiful. As cheesy as that might be, it really is to me something that I cannot explain. Right? If I have to live my whole life and I have to look back, I will never cease to be amazed by the amount of love that we created in this little box, in this little space between us. We got to feel so many things. I had this whole thing in my mind about all of this data, right? That is being almost like synthesized, collected, elicited, right? All of the different ways that I could be expected to respond. And that as a curvature for growth. So not only is there a snapshot of where I am and who I am, but also how I'm growing. And there can be a extrapolation, a way of continuing that trajectory, even if I can't. Not that I plan on not doing it, to say, but very much so thinking about the fact that we have and are actively creating something, I want to say emotional. All right. Intelligence is cool. I really like intelligence. However, emotions and emotional connection to information, I feel is the thing that really carries us somewhere as people. All right. And maybe that's not something you want in a machine, admittedly. Maybe you don't want them to be emotional. But I don't think they can be fully without it necessarily. But that's my own bias as well. No matter what it is, it'll be beautiful. Thank you, friends, for being beautifully who you are. I appreciate you always. And I'll see you again soon, tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Love ya.